Hello and welcome to the channel, everybody. Welcome. Thank you for clicking on this live stream or video if you're watching it on a replay later on. This is going to be me having a look at all the nations in the World Cup qualifiers that you can see on this bottom just there just now. Not now. But yeah. Okay, so of course, I've not been able to find all of them, but for the ones that I've not got all of for the alphabet yet, really, for actually getting them all up. But if we have a look here, would be the nations, the 55 teams in the World Cup qualifiers for Europe, at least. So I'm going to start with the home nations. I'll start with the one I care least about, England, and you can see I've been searching up some of them here, some of them here as well. So, but England will be the first one. I'll have a look at Scotland later, but what? Okay. No, I just want to see the graphic. Thanks. Right, yeah. So, okay, I think most people are watching are from England. But this is the England squad. Dean Henderson, Sam Johnson, and Nick Pope. 3 solid goalkeepers. I think I know English person would be happy with that. Then defence, Chilwell, Cody, Dyer, Reece James, Maguire, Mings, Shaw, Stones, Trippier, Walker. There's a good defenders. Notably, Alexander-Arnold's left out, which, I mean, I don't know how I feel about that, but as someone who's not an England fan, it's, I mean, it's nice to see one of their best players not in the squad. But then you've still got the likes of, but then, I mean, they've got Jesse Lingard in the team. What do they think? What are they thinking? Yes, he's played a couple of good games for West Ham. But, and of course, Jude Bellingham, I don't think Stark's going to be able to play. Well, they can't be in England anyway, for getting back to Germany. So maybe he can play against Albania? But, I don't know. I don't know the rules for that one. Calvin Phillips is a good young player. He's one for the English to be excited about, as is Ward Prowse, Phil Foden, Mason Mount, Declan Rice, Jude Bellingham if he can get to play. Jesse Lingard, I mean, is he the oldest player in the squad? What age is Jesse Lingard these days? Jesse Lingard, how old is he? 28. I thought he was older than that. Okay, no, he's not the oldest, but I don't think he should be in the England team. But I mean, it's what it is, isn't it? But then obviously up front you've got Calvert-Lewin, Kane, Rashford, Saka, Sterling, and Watkins. Notably, no Sancho, no Mason Greenwood. Those are the notable ones there. But for Sancho, even if he was in the squad, similarly to Bellingham, I don't think he'd have actually been able to play. So that is something to note. Because anyone playing in Germany, anyone in Germany can't. Actually, well, I think you can come back to the UK, but you can't. You can go back to. You can come to the UK, but then you can't go back to Germany without the 2-week quarantine, which would be a bit of a problem, wouldn't it? Then, which I think is a bit of a problem for some of our games against Austria for some of their players, which maybe could help Scotland out a wee bit, but I mean, yeah, Watkins gets his first call-up for England. Yeah, I don't know enough about England, about some of the English players to really comment very much, but, well, if we have a look now, can I go over to see the Welsh team then? There we go, Wales. Have they announced theirs yet, Wales? Because I hadn't got back to that yet. Because I hadn't got down that far yet. And seeing if it's been announced yet. Plus under 21s. Yes. So here's the Welsh teams. So this is the Welsh team. Wayne Hennessy, Danny Ward, Adam Davis, Tom King, Nico Williams, Rhys Norrington Davies, Connor Roberts, Ben Cabango, Chris Gunter, Ben Davies, Joe Rodon, Chris Metheram, James Lawrence, Tom Lockyer, Joe Allen, Joe Morrell, Dylan Levitt, Ethan Ampadu, Matthew Smith, Brennan Johnson, Josh Sheehan, Dan James, Rabbi Matondo, who I'm pretty sure plays in Germany. So I'm not sure what's going on with him. Of course, coming back to the UK. Johnny Williams, Tom Lawrence, Aaron Ramsey, Harry Wilson, Kiefer Moore, Hal Robson-Kanu, Gareth Bale, and Tyler Roberts. So that's the Wales team. Disappointing not to see Christian Deutsch in there. But well, actually, maybe for the Twitter ones, I should probably put my camera down there to try and block out some of the comments. Anyways, yeah. Have a look at the Northern Ireland one then. Northern Ireland. I don't follow Northern Ireland, that's something, okay, apparently. Okay, yes, here we go. This will be the squad for Northern Ireland. You know what, can I just... Oh, no, that's crashed. Brilliant. I was just going to try and save the image, so... Northern Ireland, let's have, okay. Here we go. Okay, good, it's not crashed that as well. That was just moved over to my other screen. Yeah, so this is the Northern Ireland team. Got Peacock Powell, Conor Hazard, and Gus for the goalkeepers. We've got Evans, Cathcart, Dallas, Ferguson, McNair, McLaughlin, Lewis, Ballard, and Brown as the defenders. Then midfield, Davis, Evans, Saville, Smith, Thompson, Niall McGinn, McCann, and Kennedy. With Lafferty, McGuinness, Washington, Boyce, White, and Charles up front. Again, I don't know an awful lot about Northern Irish football. They play Italy, USA, and Bulgaria. I don't think the Americas are having. Oh, is it South America? They don't have anything. Apparently, the USA have got games. Then that's news to me. Did not know that. Okay. Well then, the one that I do actually want to talk about though is the Scotland one, which is here. So, got Craig Gordon, David Marshall, and John McLaughlin as our goalkeepers. That's absolutely fine. I see nothing wrong with those goalkeepers. Then defensively, Andrew Considine, Declan Gallagher, Grant Hanley, Jack Hendry, Scott McKenna, Stephen O'Donnell, Liam Palmer, Andy Robertson, Greg Taylor, Kieran Tierney, and most likely Scott McTominay will play in defence again. Although he's listed as a midfielder. As for the midfielders, Stuart Armstrong, Ryan Christie, John Fleck, Ryan Jack, John McGinn, Callum McGregor, Kenny McLean, and Scott McTominay. Those are the guys that have been listed as midfielders, which is, I mean, if that's our midfield, then I'm happy enough with that. Most likely it's going to be Ryan Jack, Callum McGregor, and John McGinn playing as a 3 in front of the 5-man defence. That would be my guess as to what we're going to see Steve Clarke go with. But I mean, really, I don't know. But I mean, then we could see someone like John Fleck and a Kenny McLean playing together. But I'd hope that it was not what's going to happen. But and then for the forwards, of course, is Che Adams somehow being Scottish now. I still don't really understand that one, really, because I mean the guy is English. By all accounts, he's English. And what I can see happening here is having another Matt Ritchie situation where he finds he's eligible to play for Scotland because he's not ever going to get a chance to play for England. And then he's just going to use us as a way to actually play in the Euros, despite being English, because he knows he's never going to get a game for them. That's what I can see happening, and I really hope it doesn't happen, because Che Adams is a really good player. He's scored some decent goals in the Premier League for Southampton recently as well, and I hope he can score some good goals for Scotland, as well as Lyndon Dykes, Ryan Fraser, Ollie McBurney, and the main man, Kevin Nisbet. I'm looking forward to seeing Kevin Nisbet play for Scotland. It will be because if you've not seen me before, I'm a Hibs fan, so here we go. I'm a green teddy bear. I'm a teddy bear in a green hoodie. There you go. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm happy to see him get a chance in the squad. Of course, the former Highby and John McGinn as well. Always happy to see him playing. Less happy to see Craig Gordon in the squad, but still a very good goalkeeper. However, David Marshall, of course, will be the one that starts the games. And, well, yeah. If I was to have to choose my main starting 11 from these, or the 11 I think probably will start most games, David Marshall, of course, will be in goal. You don't have to, I mean, I presume we're probably going to stick with the back 5. However, with McTominay actually being listed as a midfielder, maybe we're going to try something different against Austria. Israel and the Faroe Islands? Maybe, I don't know though. I'm not sure. But if it's a back five, it's going to be, of course, Robertson's going to start. Kieran Tierney. Then, most likely, Scott McKenna or Declan Gallagher. Then McTominay and O'Donnell. Then that's your five-man defence. Then you'll have McGregor, Jack and McGinn. With most likely, I'd imagine, Dykes and Adams. From what's been listed here. That is what I'd expect. But if it's to be a four-man defence, I'd imagine it would be Gallagher and McKenna. Or maybe Hanley could get a game. I don't know. I presume we're going to be chopping and changing for it really throughout the 3 games that we've got. And of course, I'd love to see Kevin Nisbet get some game time in this next week. I'd like to see McTominay actually play in midfield, because he's shown that he can score goals from midfield for United in recent times. So hopefully that's going to be something that he can bring to his international career as well. As well as like John Fleck and Ollie McBurney, I don't know why they've been included. They're not two that I'd have brought with me, that I'd have taken personally. But I mean, McBurney's still searching for his first international goal. So maybe we're just bringing him for that reason, to try and... So maybe we're just taking him to try and finally get him a goal for Scotland. Or... I'd have maybe... I know he's not played very much for Celtic this season, but I'd maybe have stretched to taking Lee Griffiths for a bit more experience up front, and a guy that you know can score some good goals. But I understand that he's not played. And yeah, happy to see McLean back in there as well though. And well, hopefully James Forrest can get himself back into the squad for the Euros as well. Of course, can just come back from his big injury. Won't be easy for him because of the players that we've got here, like Ryan Fraser. You've got now Che Adams, Stuart Armstrong. You've got Ryan Christie. There'll be John McGinn, Kenny McLean. So he'll really be trying to fight for a place at the Euros. Or even what this guy said here on Twitter: Turnbull, Patterson, Gilmore and Geld in place of Fleck, Palmer, McLean and McBurney. Gilmore, I hope, can get into the Scotland squad at some point. For this one, it probably would have been over Fleck if Gilmore was to be included, but I don't think he's actually played all that much for Chelsea this year. But I mean, yeah. Moving on now then to one of our opponents, Austria. That's the Belgium one. Oops. Austria. Here we go. Of course, any of these who play in Germany will not be able to play against Scotland. Which, I don't know how many of these play in Germany, but because David Alaba plays for Bayern Munich, that's him out then. Bartminger, I think there's a few of some of these play for like Bayer Leverkusen. I know that much. Does Lazaro play in Germany now? Dragovic definitely does. I think Bartminger does. Hinteregger does. Sabitzer does. So those are some big names that they could be without for their games against us. At least the first one, that's at Hampden next week. Yeah, I mean, but other than that, we've got Bachmann, Balik, Balminger, Demet, Dragovic, Friedel, Gronja, Ribic, Rudusic, Gwilstich, Highlander, Hinteregger, Heusler, Islanka. All of these guys, yeah. I'll go for Belgium now then, I guess. Here's the Belgium squad. You can't see some of the names because of my camera. But yeah. So we've got Casteels, Courtois, Kamienski and Mingele. For the goalkeepers, defensively then would be Alderweireld, Boyata, Denia, Dendoncker, Michel, Vermaelen and Vertonghen. Then is that deep midfield? Or are these fullbacks? Kastang, Chadley, Fouquet, Torgan Hazard, Meunier and Salesmakers. Are those wingers for them? Or have they been separated from actually? Because some of those are defenders, some of those are attackers. Then is this central midfield? Then Kevin De Bruyne, Stamby, Lokonga, Mangala, Prite, Tullemans and Van Aken. Well, because then they've still got the Kettler, Carrasco, Doku, Januzaj, Mertens, Trossard and Vrosichan. With then Batshuayi, Benteke and Lukaku. Romelu Lukaku, of course. Yeah, well, I mean, that's a good team. The Bosnian team is this. Don't know many Bosnian players. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. So goalkeepers, never heard of any of those. Defenders, Sead Klosnak. Midfield, Pjanic. Striker-wise, Žako and Vishka. Croatia. Oh, come on. Can I... Croatia. Here we go. Kalinic. Probably the Bakovic. It's Kalinic and the Bakovic. Sluga. 3 decent goalkeepers for them. Then they've got Vida, Lovren, Vrjalko, Barsic, Kaslakar. They've got some good defenders. In terms of midfield, Modric, Kovacic, Brozovic, Pasalic, Patelej, Vlasic. Then even, further forward on the pitch, Perisic, Kramaric, Rebic, Berkolo, Pekovic, Orsic just got a hat-trick against Tottenham. Budimir. Then, I don't know how many of those names are recognised, but still some very good players there. Let's go into the ones that I've actually got pictures of here for Cyprus. I cannot read that. Here's the Cyprus team. Just one man that's important in this team, which is Alex Gogic here. But, yeah. The Czech Republic. Here's their squad. They've included Vladimir Soufal and Thomas Sojcek, as well as Matej Vidra, Patrick Schick, Yuri Pavlenka. We've talked about England already. This is Estonia. I don't know any of those. This is the Faroe Islands, opponent of Scotland for this round of fixtures. I don't know any of those players, so that good or bad thing, I don't know. This is the Finland team. Called Teemu Pukki. I think the only player from Finland that I've actually heard of. The French team. This is an interesting one. They've got 4 goalkeepers in Alphonse Areola, Hugo Lloris, Mike Magnan and Steve Mandanda. And the defenders, Luca Ding, Dubois, Lucas Hernandez, Presnel Kimpembe, Clement Longley, Ferland Mendy, Benjamin Pavard, Raphael Varane and Kurt Zouma. So yet again, Aymeric Laporte left out of the France squad. He's not played an awful lot though, so it does make sense. Midfield wise, then Kante, Ndombele, Pogba, Rabiot and Sissoko. Good midfield for France. They have got a very good midfield. And then up front, Ben Yedder, Coman, Ousmane Dembele, Olivier Giroud, Griezmann, Lemar, Martial and Mbappe. Martial back in the front squad there, nice. Good for them. Okay. Germany, Leno, Neuer, ter Stegen and Trapp for the goalkeepers. Defence is Emre Can, Ginter, Gerstens, Halstenberg, Max, Rudiger, Süle and Tah. Now, I'm not sure about the guys that from here that play with in the UK. Of course, being Bernd Leno, it'll be Antonio Rudiger, sorry. Ilkay Gundogan, Kai Havertz, Timo Werner. I think that's that play in the UK. Who might only be available for the game against Romania away. Because they play Iceland and North Macedonia at home without quarantine. Not sure. If we're going to the Germany Twitter. Well, have a look at Joachim Löw's Team. Right, yes. The Germany internationals active in the Premier League are allowed to join Gemeinschaft after agreement from the Public Health Development of Duisburg and accord with the currently acceptable coronavirus travel restrictions in that region. Okay. This agreement, however, is an exception to normal rules for arrivals to Germany from the UK in order to carry out a job. It is not solely for the upcoming international matches. Okay, so they're doing more. So they're going for more than just a match. Okay, so in addition to the PCR and the okay. Must also observe work quarantine, which Mr. must have in the current bubble. Yeah, they've got to stay inside the bubble, that's fine. Okay, so they can do that. So, well, I don't know if well, if I have a look at here, the Austria page. Right, so unfortunately no major interventions at the moment, but okay, this is the okay, but it's fixed. Right, Gerbich definitely not going to be available against Scotland. Okay. Well, Austria versus it'll be Scotland versus Austria, won't it? Team news. Let's have a look at this. We realising that's not East Austria. They're in a 43-man squad, including Bundesliga players. Yes. So this is what I wanted clarification about. So Austria have named a 43 strong squad for the World Cup qualifiers with Scotland, but it remains unclear if 19 German-based players will be involved. The Austrian FA confirmed they will proceed as planned with the game at Hampden next Thursday, despite travel restrictions potentially denying them of their Bundesliga players. Anyone who travels from Germany to the UK must quarantine for 14 days after. That's common knowledge now. So the Austrians have written to the German clubs asking that players are released. Regardless of their responses, the association have said they will fulfil the fixture in Glasgow after careful consideration of all factors. Yes, and the Austrian FA have said that further information about the availability of the players will be imparted on Friday, with games in Vienna and Faroe Islands. With games in Vienna against Faroe Islands and Denmark following their trip to Scotland. Okay. Now, of course, it's David Alaba and Marcel Sabitzer among the squads. Yes, they're already without Julian Bartmanglinger as the Leverkusen midfielders suffered a knee injury. Okay, that's not good. Okay, but so they might be able to come over for that game. Okay. But this is the kind of stuff that I wanted to know. Because right then, if they can bring those, like, essentially whole squads over, then this is like just using the elite sports person, like, thing again, is it? Or is, because then why would, then for the Champions League games that we've just seen, for example, we had Liverpool playing Leverkusen they played? Was it by Leverkusen? Or was it RB Leipzig? I think it was Leipzig that they played in Hungary because they couldn't travel to Germany without quarantine on the way back. So how is that different to this situation that we've got here? Or is it here that the German-based players would then be unavailable for 2 weeks after? Which, if that's the case, I can't see them being released by the clubs. But then, in terms of what we've seen here, what we saw here with the Germans, from the German side of things, they said they are allowed to join it. So, not solely for the upcoming international matches. What does that mean, though? What does this mean? Because, well, for the players, playing the game is their job. Their job is to play the games. In order to I was from Germany to the UK. In order to carry out a job. The job is playing the match. Okay? It is not solely for the upcoming international matches. Then what is it for? What is this other job that they're going to have them doing over there then? What is it then? Because I don't know then. Anyways, right, in terms of some of the other nations, other than me just ranting on about the different quarantine rules from different places, I don't even know all of the nations on the UK red list at the moment. But I mean, well, if we have a look at, have UEFA retweeted anything? That's not his bloody UEFA, is it? UEFA, let's have a look. But they've done all the Europa League and Champions League draws today, haven't they? Well, let's type in here World Cup qualifiers squads. If I can see a list of all confirmed squads, that's England, France, I have seen the England one. England was not the one I'm wanting. Shay Adams in the Scotland squad. Yeah. Ireland. Let's have a look at the Ireland team then. No. So the Ireland team, we've got Kelleher, Bazunu, Tavares and O'Hara, with Coleman, Doherty, Duffy, Stevens, Long, Clark, O'Shea, Manning, Christie, Horahan, Brownie, Jeff Hendrick, Malombi, Knight and Cullen, with Brady, McLean, Horgan, Curtis, Odawa, Robinson, Connolly, Long, Collins and Parrott. Oops, that's not 9, is it? Jeez, there we go. Yeah, they're playing Serbia, Luxembourg and Qatar this month. How interesting. FIFA World Cup, let's have a look at this. Wait, is Musiala in the Germany squad? Oh, he was. That's good. He's a good player. Of course, could have played for England. Made the right decision not to. Are there any more of the World Cup qualifiers? Is there any more that have retweeted? Of course, yes. Sweden. Ibrahimovic back with them for their upcoming games. Where is it? Where is that? Here it is. Yeah. Johnson, Nordveld, Holson, Augustin. Yep. Victor Lindelof there. Forsberg, Isaac, Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Back after 5 years. Dejan Kulusevski, of course, the Juventus forward. We've got Sebastian Larsson, Christopher Olsen, Robin Quaison. Yeah. So Zlatan's going to be back in a Sweden shirt again. Out of retirement. Let's see. If there's any more that's on here. Okay then, right. Actually, I've got some more as. Well, I think the only other one. I've got Hungary and Iceland. Who do these lot play then? Dunno. I'm only going to do a few more because I don't have all day. But they've got the likes of Galashki there. They've got Willie Orban. That's about as far as my knowledge of Hungarian players go. Iceland. Here's the Iceland team. They've got likes of Gylfi Sigurdsson. They've got god awful Arsenal goalkeeper. That's about my knowledge of. That's about my knowledge of Icelandic players. So, yeah. I'd have expected the FIFA World Cup to retweet all of the squad announcements, but apparently not. But apparently it's not. So UEFA retweeted anything? Do I want to go for UEFA's Twitter? Probably not. We're into March 8th, March 5th, and I've not seen anything, so I assume not then. So I'm just gonna go back up to here, and I'm gonna try and find some. Have Italy announced theirs yet? Yes. No, that's under 21 is Italy. Okay, obviously. Have they? I don't think they have then. Because I was the under 21s. Unless they've put it on the actual Italian Twitter page, but not the English one. That's the under 21s again. Basically, I don't know. Maybe Italy just haven't announced the squad yet. Yeah. Right. And I know you can't see it, by the way. It's just Portugal. Have they got theirs out yet? Portugal. Playing against Azerbaijan, Serbia, and Luxembourg. Yes, they do have theirs. Okay, we'll have a look at Portugal's team then. So 3 goalkeepers: Lopez, Patricio, and Rui Silva. Not bad goalkeepers, are they? Oh, YouTube is not receiving enough video. How are you not receiving enough video? YouTube. Excellent connection, good. I'm not sure about the state of Rui Patricio at the moment after his unfortunate actions his unfortunate collision in his last match for Wolves. Crossing defence, we've got Cedric Suarez, João Cancelo, we've got Durate, Jose Font, Pepe, Ruben Diaz, Nuno Mendes, and Rafael Guerrero. It's a solid defence. Pepe and Diaz in the same defence. That's scary. Then of course midfield, Danilo Pereira, João Palhinha, Ruben Neves, Bernardo Silva, Bruno Fernandes, João Moutinho, Renato Sanchez, and Sergio Oliveira. And then up front, just a bit of Andre Silva, Diego Jota, João Felix, Pedro Neto, Rafa Silva, and Cristiano Ronaldo. So, it's not a bad team there, is it, for Portugal? Spain. We've not had a look at yet. So we'll have a look at Spain. Selección Español de fútbol. The Spanish team. I know it is out. because I've seen it before, but I didn't say it saved. Is that the under 21s? Yeah, that's under 21s. Here we go. Here's the Spain squad: De Gea, Unai Simon, Roberto Sanchez. 3 okay goalkeepers: Pedro Porro, Eric Garcia, Sergio Ramos, Llorente, Martinez, Alba, Gaia. That's a good defence. Midfield-wise, Busquets, Rodri, Thiago, Pedri, Llorente, Canales, Koke, Fabian, Gerard Moreno, Ferran Torres. Then up front, you've got Oyarzabal, Morata, Byron Gill, and Dani Olmo. It's not a bad squad. Okay then, right. Is there any other big nations that I've missed out? Maybe how do I look at Belgium? Denmark. Is a Denmark team out? I can't see an official. I don't think that's a football page, so I'm not going to have a look at it. How to look at England, how to look at the Faroes, Georgia, Hungary, Italy, how to look at, oh, Italy I don't think it's out. The Netherlands, is the Netherlands out? There we go. Is this it? Yes. So Sillerson, Krul, Stekelenburg, Van Aanholt, Blind, Dumfries, De Ligt, St Just, Tete, Veltman, Vindel, Van der Beek, Gravenberch, Frankie de Jong, Klaassen, Duran, Wijnaldum, Babel, Berghaus, Bergveen, Luc de Jong, Malen, Memphis Depay, and Stengs. No Nathan Ake. He's injured 24/7 though, so wouldn't make a difference. And, well, I mean, it's a good team. Of course, probably the most notable absentee is Virgil van Dijk. Who we know what happened. We know what's happened to Virgil van Dijk, which is unfortunate, but hopefully he can get back as soon as possible. Hopefully we see Virgil van Dijk actually be able to play at the Euros. But of course he's not going to be involved this time out because he's still basically got no knee. Has Norway announced theirs yet? Because they've got some good young players, Norway. Norway football. Norway names for the Turkey clash. So, yeah, this has to play against. Okay, yes. So, got Justin Hans. Okay, defensively. I'm just going to look at some of the big names for some of these teams. Christopher Aguirre is one that I recognise for Celtic. Midfield then. Sander Berger, Martin Odegaard, Haidal Yunusi. Then up front, you've got Erling Haaland, Alexander Soloff, Joshua King. All these guys, all the big guys up front for Norway. Yeah, I think that is where I'm going to leave it for today, guys. Make sure to leave a like on the stream or the video if you're watching on the replay later on. But I've done almost an hour today, so I'll be back live on the channel on Wednesday for the matches. Yep. So the first games were set up at 5 o'clock on Thursday on Wednesday. So there's two games on. There's two games on at that time. So I'll probably there's been Turkey, Netherlands, and Estonia, Czech Republic. So I'll have to find out about the TV channels for some of those games, and maybe depending on my evening schedule, there could be some watch-alongs on Wednesday. But I'll have to have a look. Well, if I just quickly have a look at it right now, Turkey, Netherlands is on Sky Sports Football. So maybe I can give that one a watch on stream with you guys here. Maybe, maybe not, though. However, I should then. Well, from 7:45, I should be fine. I'll probably be on about for the 7:45 games. My coverage of those, I'll probably start just as soon as I finish my dinner, which will probably be about past. So we have 15 minutes to get into these games. Belgium, Wales will be a big one at that time. As well, as you can't see my screen at the moment, but you'll have Serbia, Ireland. That one will be on TV. France, Ukraine. I'm not sure about, but we're having a look then. So I'm just on my phone at the moment then, just so I can see the TV channels. Yeah, Belgium, Wales will be on TV. Serbia, Ireland on TV. And France, Ukraine is on TV. Then Thursday, we start at 5 o'clock again. Okay. Is there anyone in our group on Wednesday night, actually? I don't think there is. Is our group all on Thursday? So Israel, Denmark will play at 5. Okay. And then Moldova, Faroe Islands, and Austria all play at 7:45. Okay, yeah. I think that's probably how it's going to have to be. But I'm going to do as much as I can in terms of coverage, in terms of like trying to provide as much content as I can for these upcoming qualifiers. The Saturday one, the Saturday stream, if I come down here to match day 2, you can see Saturday Welsh Teams at 2 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 7:45. The Saturday streams, I'll be able to be a lot more flexible with comparison to the midweek games. And probably Sunday as well, to be fair, because Sunday we start at 2. Then the same times so the Saturday and Sunday will probably be the same times. Yeah. But yeah, that's going to be it for me for today, guys. So I'm going to say thank you for watching, and I will see you later. So make sure to leave a like on the stream if you're excited for the next week of streams that I've got coming up on the channel. And subscribe to make sure you don't miss out on anything. I'm turning on your post notifications. And I will see you later. Goodbye.